Cybercrimes in India. Introduction. In the 21st century, technology has become an essential part of human existence. It shapes how we live, communicate, study, and work. With a few taps on a screen, one can pay bills, book tickets, transfer money, or connect with people across the world. The internet and the computers have woven themselves into a very fabric of human activity, making life more convenient than ever. However, this growing dependence on technology has also brought with it a darker reality, the rise of crimes that occur in the digital realm. These are what we call cybercrimes. Cybercrime is one of the most complex and fast evolving challenges faced by modern societies. It refers to illegal acts committed using computer networks, or the internet. The victim of these crimes can range from individuals and private organizations to government and the critical infrastructure. Unlike traditional crimes that leave behind physical traces or take place in tangible spaces, cybercrimes occur in cyberspace, a borderless virtual environment where anonymity is easy and accountability is difficult. The exponential growth of digital platforms in India has given a massive boost to economic development, education, and communication. India today is a home to one of the largest population of internet users in the world, with digital payments, e-commerce, and online education flourishing like never before. However, as connectivity increases, so does the vulnerabilities. Every new app, database, or online transaction becomes a potential target for exploitation. Criminals use technology to hack systems, steal money, leak sensitive information, and even manipulate public opinion. Cybercrime is not limited to stealing or damaging data. It extends to online harassment, spreading fake news, manipulating elections, committing financial fraud, or even carrying out terrorist attacks. The motivation behind these crimes can range from financial gain and personal revenge to political and ideological goals. The invisible and the borderless nature of cyberspace makes such offense difficult to trace and prosecute. To address this growing menace, India enacted the Information Technology Act 2000 that later amended in 2008. These laws define various forms of cyber offenses, prescribes punishment, and create mechanisms for enforcement. Yet, as technology continues to evolve, new forms of cybercrimes keep emerging, demanding constant vigilance, updated legal framework, and better awareness among citizens. Understanding cybercrimes and cyberspace. The word cyber is derived from the Greek word cybernetes, meaning steerman or governor. In the modern usage, it refers to computer, networks, and the internet, essentially anything connecting to digital communication. When combined with crime, it forms cybercrime, which broadly covers all the illegal activities carried out using digital technologies. Cybercrime involves manipulating data, disrupting systems, or exploiting digital information for personal or political gain. These crimes are not limited by geography. A hacker in one country can attack a server in another within few seconds. This borderless nature makes cybercrime difficult to detect and prosecute using traditional methods of policing. The environment in which cybercrime occurs is known as cyberspace. Cyberspace is not a physical location but a virtual universe where digital communication happens. Every time a person sends an email, uploads a picture, or makes a payment or searches online, they are operating in cyberspace. It connects billions of devices and people globally, creating opportunities for progress but also for the exploitation. Those who inhabit this digital world are often referred to as netizens. a blend of internet and citizens. Just as the citizens of a country are governed by the laws, citizens are also governed by the rules in order to maintain order in cyberspace. Without such regulations, the virtual world would descend into chaos where fraud, theft, harassment go unpunished. Cybercrime differs from traditional cybercrime in several key ways. It is anonymous, meaning perpetrators can easily hide their identity behind fake profiles, encrypted networks, or proxy servers. It is fast as attackers happens in seconds and affects thousands of users simultaneously. And it is global as the internet connects every nation and individual into digital ecosystem. These characteristics make cybercrime uniquely challenging to control. The evolution and the nature of cybercrime in India. In India, the roots of cybercrime trace back to the late 1990s when internet usage began to expand. Initially, the crimes were simple, defacing websites or sending viruses through floppy disks. But with the technological progress, crime became more sophisticated. The shift to the online banking, social media, and cloud computing has made the data the new gold, and stealing and manipulating data is now as profitable as robbing a bank. The Information Technology Act 2000 marked the beginning of India's first fight against cybercrime. It gave legal recognition to electronic records, digital signature, and e-commerce, while also defining and penalizing offenses like hacking, identity theft, and data breaches. The 2008 amendment further strengthened the law by addressing emerging threats such as cyber terrorism, child pornography, and privacy violations. India's growing digital ecosystem, from Aadhaar-based services to UPI payments and e-governance, has expanded the scope of both legitimate digital activity and cybercrime. Reports from National Crime Records Bureau (NCRB) show a consistent increase in cybercrime cases year after year. Most victims are ordinary internet users who unknowingly click on fake links, share personal details, or fall prey to phishing scams. Another significant trend in India is the involvement of organized criminal groups in cybercrime. These groups operate like professional enterprises, recruiting skilled hackers and targeting banks, government departments, and other private corporations. Some attacks even have international dimensions, involving foreign actors. The line between cybercrime and cyber warfare has grown increasingly thin, making cybersecurity not just a legal issue but also a matter of national security. Types of hackers and their motives behind most cybercrimes are individual known as hackers. A hacker is someone skilled in computer system who uses that knowledge to access or manipulate the data. Not all hackers are criminals. Some use their skills to strengthen the security, while others exploit weaknesses for personal or political gain. They can be broadly classified into three types: white hat, black hat, and grey hat hackers. White hat hackers are also called as ethical hackers who work to protect the systems. They are usually employed by the companies or governments to identify security loopholes before malicious hackers can exploit them. By stimulating attacks, they help organizations strengthen their digital defenses. Their work is legal and essential in cybersecurity management. Black hat hackers are the opposite. They are the perpetrators of cybercrime, breaking into systems without authorization to steal data, disrupt operations, or demand ransom. They may sell the stolen information on the dark web, engage in financial fraud, or carry out politically motivated attacks. Their actions can be driven by greed, revenge, ideology, or simply the thrill of breaking the systems. Grey hat hackers fall in between. They often hack the systems without permission but don't necessarily have the malicious intent. For instance, a grey hat hacker might breach a company's website, expose its vulnerabilities publicly, and then inform the organization, sometimes expecting a reward, while their actions may not stem from criminal motives. They are still technically illegal because they involve unauthorized access. Categories and the common types of cybercrimes. Cybercrimes can be classified based on their target and impact into three main categories. Crime against individuals. These directly affect the person's privacy, identity, or reputation. Examples include cyberstalking, online harassment, and identity theft. Crimes against the property. These target organizations, businesses, or individuals by stealing data, damaging the system, or disrupting networks. Examples include hacking, malware attacks, and intellectual property theft. Crime against the government or society. These include cyberterrorism, attacks on critical infrastructure, or spreading false information to incite panic. Below are detailed explanation of the most common forms of cybercrime in India. For example, hacking. Hacking is perhaps the most well-known cybercrime. It involves unauthorized access to a computer or network to steal, manipulate, or destroy data. Hackers exploit security flaws in software or hardware to bypass authentication systems. Once they gain access, they may alter the data, install malicious programs, or even lock users out of their system. In India, hacking is punishable under Section 66 of the IT Act. Depending on the severity, and the offender face imprisonment and hefty fines. Corporate entities often suffer massive losses due to hacking, including exposure of confidential business information, loss of consumer trust, and disruption of services. Identity theft occurs when a person's personal or financial information, such as Aadhaar card details, banking passwords, or PAN number, is stolen and used for fraudulent purposes. Victim may find unauthorized transaction in their accounts or fake profiles created in their name. With the digital payments and KYC verification becoming common, such crimes have increased significantly. Section 66C of the IT Act deals specifically with identity theft, prescribing punishment for up to 3 years and fine. The psychological toll on the victim can also be severe, as recovering one's identity and reputation often takes months or even years. Phishing and online fraud. Phishing is a deceptive form of cybercrime where criminals send fake email messages or links pretending to be a legitimate institution, such as bank or government departments. The goal is to trick the users into revealing their personal information or clicking on malicious links that infect their devices. In India, phishing scams are widespread. Many victims receive fake text messages claiming their bank account will be blocked unless they verify their details. Once victims provide the information, hackers empty their accounts. Similar scams are common on social media platforms, where fraudsters create fake profiles to dupe the users. Cyberbullying, harassment, and stalking. With the rise of social media, harassment has taken new forms. Cyberbullying involves repeatedly sending abusive or threatening messages to humiliate or intimidate someone online. Cyberstalking refers to monitoring or tracking someone's online activity obsessively, often crossing into real-life harassment. Such acts can have the devastating psychological effects leading to anxiety, depression, or even suicide. Indian law addresses these issues through provisions under the IT Act and IPC Section 354D, which deals with stalking. Social media companies have also developed reporting mechanisms to block and penalize such offenders. Revenge porn and extortion. In digital era, personal images and videos are easily misused. Revenge porn refers to the non-consensual sharing of private, intimate materials, often by an ex-partner seeking to embarrass the victim. Sextortion involves blackmailing individuals by threatening to release such material unless money or favors are provided. These crimes are deeply violating and often lead to emotional trauma. The IT Act under Section 67 and 67A criminalizes the transmission of obscene or sexually explicit content. Moreover, police units and cyber cells in India have developed specialized wing to deal with such sensitive offenses. Cyber terrorism. One of the most dangerous forms of cybercrime is cyber terrorism, the use of technology to threaten the national security. Cyber terrorists may hack into government databases, defense systems, or communication networks to spread propaganda, steal intelligence, or disrupt public services. Given the high stakes, Section 66F of the IT Act imposes severe penalties, including life imprisonment, for acts of cyber terrorism. India, with its expanding digital infrastructure, treats this as a critical national threat. Cyber attacks targeting defense networks or critical institutions like power grids could paralyze the country if not addressed promptly. Malware attacks and their impacts. Malware is short for malicious softwares, refers to programs designed to damage, disrupt, or gain unauthorized access to systems. Common forms include viruses, worms, spyware, ransomware, and Trojan horses. A virus attaches itself to legitimate programs and spread when those programs are executed. It can corrupt files, slow down the systems, or causes crashes. A worm is a self-replicating and spreading automatically through the networks, consuming bandwidth and compromising multiple systems. Spyware secretly monitors a user's activity and sends the information to third parties, often used for surveillance or data theft. Ransomware locks the users out of their system or encrypt data, demanding payment to restore the access. One of the most infamous ransomware attacks in the recent years was WannaCry attack of 2007, which affected thousands of organizations worldwide, including hospitals and banks. In India, the AIMS attack of 2023 was another stark reminder of the country's vulnerability. Hackers infiltrated the hospital network, encrypting patient records and disrupting services such as billing and lab reports and even appointment systems. The attackers demanded ransom through encrypted email communication. The incident led to the involvement of Indian Computer Emergency Response Team and the National Informatics Centers and Delhi Police, highlighting the importance of robust cybersecurity protocols in public institutions. The legal and institutional framework against cybercrime. India has developed a multi-layered approach to combat cybercrime. The Information Technology Act 2000 and its amendment in 2008 form the legal foundation. In addition, various institutions and initiatives have been established to strengthen the enforcement. The Indian Computer Emergency Response Team, operational since 2004, serves as the national nodal agency for responding to computer security incidents. It issues alerts, coordinates responses, and helps prevent cyber attacks. The Indian Cybercrime Coordination Center (I4C), established by the Ministry of Home Affairs, acts as a central hub for coordination between law enforcement agencies across the states. It also operates the National Cybercrime Reporting Portal, allowing citizens to file complaints online. Moreover, India's recent Digital Personal Data Protection Act 2023 emphasizes data privacy and responsibility of organizations in handling personal data securely. Together, these laws and institutions reflect India's determination to make the cyberspace safe and accountable. Preventive measures and safe practices, while laws and enforcement agencies play a crucial role, individuals also have a major part to play in preventing cybercrime. Adopting safe digital habits can significantly reduce the risk. Users should always create a strong, unique passwords and enable two-factor authentication whenever possible. Regularly updating the software and operating system is essential as many cyber attacks exploits outdated applications. Avoiding suspicious links, pop-ups and email attachments can prevent phishing and malware infection. Using licensed antivirus softwares, keeping data backups and being cautious while sharing personal information online are equally important. In addition, educating children and the elderly, the most vulnerable groups online, is crucial in building a culture of cyber safety. Conclusion: cybercrime is one of the defining challenges of the digital age. It evolves as quickly as technology itself, constantly finding new ways to exploit systems and users. India's journey in building cyber laws reflect its effort to balance digital innovation with protection and accountability. The battle against the cybercrime requires cooperation between governments, businesses, and the individual. Laws like IT Act 2000 and 2008 Amendment have provided the legal framework, while organizations like CERT and I4C have provided operational backbone. However, the technology alone cannot guarantee safety. Awareness, ethical behavior, and responsible use of digital tools are equally essential. In the interconnected world of cyberspace, every click, download, and message carries potential risk. But with the vigilance, education, and strong governance, cybercrime can be minimized, and the promise of a safe, secure, and digitally empowered India can be realized. Thank you.